Good morning, folks. Uche and Joker, Sneaker Principal, and welcome to this episode of the Sneaker Principal podcast. For those of you who are not aware and joining me for the first time, I am on a mission to somehow successfully create and or post content every day from January 1st all the way through December 30th. No, not December 30th, June 30th of 2005. This is what happens when your brain is running faster than your mouth. Or your mouth is running faster than your brain. I'm not sure which one. But I am now going into February. Today's February 4th, I believe. 4th or 5th? Today's the 5th. I don't know. Today's the 5th. Wednesday the 5th. And I just had a couple of hiccups of days where I was able to post because of some just technical issues. But I believe I'm caught up, and this episode brings me back up to a state of homeostasis where I know that I've caught up with my posts and everything else. It's been complicated, but it's also been a good thing. Doing a lot of learning around content creation and how to kind of like, well, how to and why it's important to have a system in place if you're going to be creating content. Because it is its own job in itself. It's not as easy as just recording or uploading. You actually have to think about the process. Like right now, I just posted about 5 videos that I had to post to catch up, but now I'm gonna have to find time to draft descriptions and titles and tags into these videos. But in the interim, they're posted because my thing is I'd rather post them and have them there with no descriptions, even though I might mess up the algorithm, but it's there so I can just go back and upload it and update the information. But yeah, so this is the work that I am doing right now. I'm making some coffee, getting ready to get some push-ups in before I jump in the shower and get ready to go to work. But yeah, this is what it is. But this morning, what I want to talk to you as I'm making my coffee is talk about why it's important to develop your public speaking skills. That's something that's very, very important. And trust me, I am not the best at this at all. If anything, I do my best to shy away from speaking in public because my natural inclination is to keep my mouth shut and not be engaged in those spaces. And because when I do, I get all the natural tendencies of people who are highly stressed by speaking in public. As you can tell, I stutter, I sweat, sweaty palms. My brain goes left and right, and really doesn't go back and forth. It's just a lot of anxiety around speaking in public, and I know this is one of the great fears of humanity. I read somewhere that most people are like, they'd rather swim with sharks than speak in public, which in my opinion is not that serious, but I do get it. And the reason I'm bringing it up is last night I was at a social event where I was asked to speak in front of some very important people, and people who do this much more than I do, attorneys, CEOs, high-level executives. And I had to speak about my school and the work we're doing and the event that's coming up. And as I'm standing and talking, I kind of stood outside of myself and watched the room. And I was like, wow, the kid who would freeze, the man who would freeze in public speaking situations or try to avoid them is speaking very comfortably in this space. And a big part of it has to do with the fact that I've been doing this since the pandemic. Podcasting, creating videos, talking in front of a camera, letting myself do the reps of just speaking. Even though I might be speaking with no one in front of me, I know that it might not be 1 million people, but someone's gonna watch this video, and I don't have to be so anxiety filled about an audience and what they're thinking about me. Just create, just say what you have to say, put it out there, and let the audience decide whether or not they want to ride with you or not ride with you. And that's one of the things that creating content has given me, is giving me the ability to not take myself so seriously, not be so, filled with fear of what are they going to say? What are they going to, I might stumble on my words, or I might, that this is too much. I just speak. Now I just speak, and I have to thank the camera and the mic, because, man, I remember in the beginning creating content, it would take me forever just to get one video done, because I would keep starting all over again. I would literally hit record. Thank you for that. Let me do it again. Or that record the next one, and there might be too many ums in there. There's too many ums. Let me go back and record again. I said that wrong. I said that. I stumbled on those words. I would just keep doing that, and I had to realize this is the way I speak. And I'm used to people saying, "Wait a minute, can you say that again? Or you said that too fast? Or you're mumbling words." I'm okay with that now. To the point now that I catch myself and I know that I have to pronounce, enunciate, speak clearly and loudly, let my personality drive my words versus my words, drive my personality, if that makes any sense. And now I get to have people tell me, "Hey, would you like to say a word or two?" And I will be like, "Okay, sure, not a problem." And even though I have all my speech impediments that are mine and I own them, I'm able to not take myself so seriously. I'm able to say stuff and make people laugh. I'm able to get people to come to me and say, "Wow, that was so powerful. Thank you so much. I need to hear that." And again, I have to say, a lot of this comes from the fact that I do this. I've allowed myself to get reps in, and it was not even intentional. I was just trying to, because I enjoyed podcasting and video creation, content creation, watching people do it. I just want to try that. And I didn't think at any given point in time it would become something that that would become what it is right now for me. And please don't get me wrong. I'm not here saying that all of a sudden I have like massive followers and I am like some kind of like internet social media celebrity, because I'm not by any means. But however, I have a platform, no matter how small, that I never thought I would have, that's allowed me to now become better at speaking. It's allowed me the ability to not have those fears anymore, or at least to control those fears, or not take myself that seriously, or which is something that's very important if you're going to be talking to people. As a principal, I know it's weird, right? As a principal, to be someone who shied away from public speaking, because as a principal, this is what you do. But public speaking in the role was always controlled. It's my space, it's my platform, so I get to control that space. But speaking outside of the realm of being a school principal, just in general in public, where sometimes you might have hundreds or thousands of people listening to you, is something that's nerve-wracking. And I know a lot of school leaders right now, a lot of professionals who shy away from those spaces as well. But the fact that right now it's not a big deal. It is what it is. It's something that I am so happy for. And again, I'm saying all this to say to you, like, this is something that I would implore you to attempt. Create content. Set up a camera in your office. Record the weekly announcements. Post it out there. Share your thoughts with your community. On video, and post it out there. Find ways, or maybe even start your own little mini project talking about the things you're passionate about. But record yourself and talk and get those reps out there, because after a while, it's not a big deal, really. It just becomes something that you just do. It becomes something that just normalized for you. And it's something that I've come to appreciate. In 2009, during the pandemic, in 2019, 2020, when I decided to start a podcast while we were all quarantined and we were in our houses, and I had a mic in front of me in the middle of the night as the wife and kids were asleep, and I was like trying to like get content out there, and I was struggling hours, editing hours, and to now where I'm just like, okay, what's the big deal? I'm making coffee and talking to you. Something I would never have attempted. Like the thought of me just walking around the kitchen and doing stuff and talking at the same time. Like the technology has allowed me to really just move in a way that allows me to really, like, this is what I do. Like last night when I was standing in front of that amazing men and women of industry, I was standing like this in front of them. They were all standing in front of me, and I just spoke. So there's no difference between what I'm doing right now and what I did last night. The only thing was that my reps came from doing stuff like this every day, as many times as possible, so that now I can stand in front of people and just talk. It's not a big deal. So call to action. Go get your different camera. Your phone is probably the best camera that you have right now, which is actually better than probably most cameras created over the past 10 years. Your phone will run circle around those cameras that have been used by professionals to make movies and to do ad campaigns. Your phone. Get yourself a little tripod, or just bounce it on against something, books or whatever, and record yourself and post it. Talk about your day, talk about the weather, talk about what you love. Talk about cigars, talk about coffee, talk about your favorite tequila, talk about, your life as a parent. Get those reps in and see what happens. After a while, you realize that anyone can get in front of the camera and do what I'm doing right now. And the benefits are tremendous and go beyond just, social media and just creating content for the sake of creating content. All right, y'all, we changed Joker Sneaker Principle. Let me go get my push-ups in so I can start my day. Thank you again. Be well.